Hello, this is stream 264, and hopefully my microphone is fixed. Oh, hold on, I hear myself. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why was, oh, I had that unmuted. Ah, it remembered that I had my own video previews audio unmuted. Sound fine? Nice. I did the most advanced diagnostic technique. I unplugged it, I plugged it back in, and then it fixed itself. Oh, hello. The UI for the video preview is different. Looks like I got quality options, so that's good. That's all I wanted to check for now. All right, let me get started today. Hey there, Nui. Oh, I forgot one thing. I wanted to hide myself from that overlay. Hold on a sec. How do I get back to that? This thingy. I wanted to hide myself from chat in the overlay so that my high spam doesn't show up. Did that do anything? Maybe I gotta reload this thing. Hey there, Toulouse. Yes, I was working with Chris Griffing, CM Griffing, to address the issue with this column here. The badges in his overlay broke, and it turned out to be a bug in his overlay for streamers that don't have custom bit badges. It was looking up the nil bit badges and crashing. So he was able to fix that in the last half an hour, and I just hid my own chat. That's why my name just disappeared there. I figure the only time I really chat most of the time is when I'm saying hi, and yeah, I don't want that hi spam to show up in there. Yeah, so let's test that again. If I say hi to Toulouse, it shows up in everyone's chat, but not in the overlay. That's what I kind of want. Cool, cool, cool. Hey there, Manez. How are you doing? Yeah, so sorry for the late start. This overlay had a bug in it, and worked with the developer, CM Griffing, to fix it. Hold on a second. And if you write something different, what is it that you're saying that didn't work? Yeah, ban Raimu, exactly. That's spammer. Anyway, it looks like the overlay is working, except some of the names are really hard to see. It's hard to see Manez because it's dark blue on black. There's another thing we could try out. I don't know. Have you guys seen this? Let me go back and turn it on. It's a different layout that that Chris has been working on. Do I need to refresh this? When I do that, let's see. Refresh. Okay. So now it should be on Golden Age Comics layout. Let's see what people think. If people really don't like it, then I'll turn it back off again. But someone's got to chat for it to show up, and I'm being ignored, so it's not going to actually show anything if I try it. So I just wait for someone to chat. There we go. Yeah, this is old Golden Age Comics mode. So for normal viewers, it shows like a little chat bubble, and for VIPs and above, it has a little title like "So and so eloquently states" or "shouts above the crowd," that kind of thing. I don't know. See, thought I'd try it out and see what people thought. There are like 4 different layouts that Chris has going for the overlay. Shouting. There you go. Toulouse is shouting. But why is the colors still yellow though? Do I need to set... Oh, I need to set that up. Yeah. Okay, it's not set. So let me set VIP background to... I don't know. A nice blue. Is that going to work for me? How come it's not picking it? Huh. Oh, I know why. Because I'm dumb. Okay. I need to set the alpha correctly. Okay, and then mod background, let's make that nice green color. Subscriber background? Hmm. How about a golden? I just type in gold. Goldenrod. Oops. Sorry, I guess I could show this one. This isn't... Well, let me break it out so I can show you the overlay. Hold on. Let me scroll up. Make sure... Yeah, there's nothing secret here. Yeah. So this is the dashboard to Chris's thing. And... Yeah, subscriber background. I was gonna type in goldenrod. I don't know if that's working though. I'm thinking it's only hex values, so that's more orange than golden to me. Do I need to go down? I don't know. Too orange, more yellow. Ever so slightly into the orange, maybe. I'll try that. Okay. See what that looks like. Let me dock that back in there. Cool. So now VIPs show in a nice cool blue, and mods show up in green, and everyone else shows up in white. And actually, subscribers should have... interesting. I would have thought that Radon would have shown up in that golden color, but it didn't seem to work. Cool green. But anyway. I don't know. What do you guys think of this Golden Age comics mode? Thinking of upgrading your setup and phones? So you're looking for jobs. Grocery store needs... What's this? Oh, you're too young to work at the grocery store? That sucks. Although, it's not much to look forward to. My son works at a grocery store, and he's like... He always jokes about quitting because he makes less than minimum wage because they pay him minimum wage, but then they require that he work for a union, and the union takes a big cut of his salary. You have one of those small cleaning things that managed to trap itself in the bathroom by closing the door. Oh, like the Roomba or whatever, little robot. That's funny. Hey there, Slickber. I'm looking at my little chat helper, wondering why it doesn't see read on 90 yet. It's been like a minute. Oh, there it goes. It's like... Sometimes it takes up to 3 minutes. Hey there, Radon. How are you doing? Can't believe minimum wage is 12 hours. So $12 an hour, but then if you're required to work in a union, it's lower. So that's what my son is bitter about. So he's like effectively like, I don't know, $8 or $9 an hour after the union takes their cut. Something crazy like that. Anyway, you guys let me know if you find that overlay layout annoying. I'll put it back to the way it was. There's going to be less on the screen at once, but it does have an interesting looking chat bubble kind of thing around it. Anyway, I'm going to get to my work now. Continuing what I was doing on Tuesday, right? So I'm going to work on the guide. Why do I have guard? Guide. Right now, he only has one mode, which is his patrol mode, and it's not quite done because he will pull aggro on mobs he can't reach, and then he'll ignore everything else. So I kind of want to fix that. And I need to add these other modes. So this involves setting up a path for the NPC to walk on. So here's George. Right here is obsessed with getting that slime, so we're going to fix that. But I want him to, when he goes into guide mode, I want him to walk to these checkpoints, these corner points. And I think I want him to pause if he gets too far away from the player that he's tethered to. And the idea would be the player would follow him along until they get out of the dungeon. And maybe if the player gets too far away, he would reset back, or he would go back to base or something like that. Anyway, we'll figure that out. But yeah, I want him to travel along this path all the way out to here and then stop and say, well, here's the exit, good luck and all that stuff. Thanks for that follow, by the way. And then after his connection to whatever player he's guiding is broken, like if the player leaves the dungeon or returns back, he'll path all the way back. And then as he's pathing to and from, if he encounters these slimes, he'll stop and slay them, like he'll do now. Let's demonstrate. Here, he wants to get at this guy anyway, so we'll put him over here. George's going to immediately go over there and whack him. We'll do the same thing with this guy. This is what Oh, I just moved a player by accident. This is what George is programmed to do. He goes over and destroys the slimes, and he does that 24/7, and I don't even pay him. See, you think $12 an hour is bad. George gets $0 an hour. He does not have infinite health yet. I need to make sure that he is not cannot be slain. He does have a large health pool, though. 100 hit points. So I kind of want him to, like I want the slimes to be able to fight him back eventually, and I want his health bar to like start to go down if he gets overwhelmed. But I do want to have a safety measure in place where he can't be killed. So it'll have some kind of scripted event where he like quaffs a healing potion and his health would just go back up to max or something. And yeah, I think I want his health to regen too. Yep. So just to give the not the illusion, but to give a sort of introduction for what combat looks like. We wanted a very controlled environment where the player doesn't have to do the combat. George will do it for you. Oh, there you go. Thank you, George. Look, and he's even left some loot for whoever's playing. I don't think anyone's playing, so I should probably log in and grab that loot, right? Before someone else does, because I want that loot. Okay, there's me. Let me go over there and grab that loot. Thank you, George. I got 3 gold pieces. Thank you very much. Okay. So first things first, a slime that, let's grab this guy. A slime that's here will pull George's aggro and he'll be basically glaring across that moat thing at the slime and never give up chasing it. Even if, let's say I put this slime right here over to here, George never goes after that one because he's like obsessed with killing this one. So I wanted to fix that. I think the way I want to do it is if he tries and can't reach that NPC, maybe right away or maybe after a few turns of trying, he'll drop aggro and then go to something else. I don't want it to keep re-pulling aggro. Maybe for a while we put an NPC that can't be reached onto a list of, some kind of ignore list, and then that gets dropped. The things in the ignore list get dropped after a certain number of turns, maybe? Does loot expire? Yeah, after a minute. Otherwise, we could be able to fill up the zone with gold, which is what was sort of what Nui did early on when we had swords that would spawn in an armory area. I think Nui went and would pick them up and drop them everywhere, and it filled up the whole zone. It was quite a sight to see and very impressive. But going forward in the real game, we don't really want that all the time, so we have it set to expire after a minute. Chat box looks fun. Keep it. Okay. Yeah, so this overlay is being developed by CM Griffing, who's also on Twitch. And my thing didn't work because I didn't have the chatbot on. Let me wait for the chatbot to come on and then see it again. That should take 10 seconds. And there it goes. So yeah, he's streaming on Twitch. He's developing this. I think it's in a combination of Vue and React. And I'm alpha testing it for him. About the armory. There you go. There's that Reddit post that we made, or that you made. Yep. Might be interesting to have him grab loot if no one's around. I don't know. Maybe. I'll consider that. I'll consider that. I'll give you a point for that. 93, you're catching up. Yeah, it reminded me of what, like, my dad and I would do on Ultima 3 a long time ago. We would, just because we were bored, we go try to fill up the whole world with chests, because after you defeat an enemy, a chest would pop up in the world some of the time, and you're expected to go open the chest and get your loot, right? We're like, what happens if you just leave it there in the world? It turns out it stays there forever, and it prevents monsters spawning there. So if you fill up the world with chests, you can strain where monsters can actually spawn, and you can't fill every single square with a chest because certain places, like where the teleporters would pop up, you couldn't put a chest there. And at some point, like when we were down to like, I think only a dozen tiles left that weren't covered, monsters stopped spawning completely, and so couldn't quite fill it up. Same thing with ships. In that game, if you defeated a pirate ship, it would leave the ship behind in the water, So we tried to fill up the oceans with ships, and that worked as long as you trapped the whirlpool somewhere, because the whirlpool would just eat ships. Anyway, good times, right? So that filling up the zone with swords is what that reminds me of. All right, let me work on this obsession aggro thing. I need to think about this because we want... Right now he's like obsessed with getting that slime there, right? He's just going to go back and forth and just pursue and never give up. I think what I'll do is if he tries to move and can't, should he immediately drop aggro? I mean, he can reacquire the aggro after a while. I think I know what I can do. Hold on, let me test something. If I put a slime there too, will he actually aggro both of them? No, he's only aggroing one of them. I should have him pull aggro on both, and he'll just pick the top of his list. And I think what we'll do is if he can't reach a target, he'll drop it to the bottom of the aggro table, and then try to pursue the next one. Just, yeah. The only problem is, like, players could exploit that by, if they know they're at the top of the aggro table, they could temporarily drop it by getting someone in the way, and then they would know who should be next in the aggro table, because it would be whoever pulled second and all that. Let's just see how it goes. So I need to see why that other slime is not pulling his aggro, because it's not. Yeah, he's just got the one slime in his aggro table and not both. So why is that? I might have screwed this up. I think he should pull both. Oh, it's only if we don't have aggro. Okay, that's the problem. So I could drop this conditional and then we can do this calculation. But I'd want to skip enemies that are already in the aggro table. So I think what I want to do is take the aggro table and actually make it a table in Lua that can be searched. So let's do that here. Make a quickly searchable table of enemies already in the that have already pulled aggro. So let's just call it aggro. And then, oh, how did I do oh, this is how you do a for loop in Lua. How you do a for loop in Lua? That's how you do it. Aggro npc.aggroI equals true, right? You should put anything there you want. The mic sounds better today? Hey, Perry, you know how I fixed the mic? I unplugged it and plugged it back in. Whoa. Yeah, the chat, I'm just trying out a new layout mode. So this is Stream Parrot, made by CM Griffing, and he's got 4 different layouts, and I've been using the default layout forever. And he's been using Golden Age Comics layout with the chat bubbles, so I'm like, I'll try it out. If people like it, I can keep it. We don't have the timestamps, though, with that. You told me to turn it off and on again? Well, best VIP, I guess. I should listen to you. I should have listened. All right. Once I have that table, right, I can remove this part and just have it always do that. And yes, skip him if it's in the aggro table. So if aggro those are entity numbers, right? Oh, it's actually here. No, that's index. Or is it? I need to see what pull aggro does, actually. It's probably in utilities, right? Oh, no, it's in the same script. Oh, no, it's not. Where's pull aggro? Where are you, pull aggro? We'll find it in a second. Can you say something in Russian with translations to every word? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I know, M. Perry, I'm sorry. I'll have to listen to you next time. Oh, it's... Okay, I have a script called pull aggro. Eat with a spoon. Okay. I have trouble with the Cyrillic alphabet. I have no ability to remember any of that. So that's cool, but I'm a long ways away from being able to remember that. Okay, what goes into the aggro table? It's the entity. Really, it's not a player entity. It's really a target entity. We have to remember that it might not be a player. It might be another NPC. Okay, yeah, it's the entity number. The entity number is available where? Oh, it's given there. Okay. Pull. I'm not in the right place, am I? Pull aggro. Target entity. Enemy info NPC. That's what it is. If that, then... Oh, how do you continue in Lua? I guess I can just do the opposite. If not, then do this. Actually, what is it doing? It's only going to pull the nearest. I guess that's okay. It'll pull something new every second until the table fills up. So it'll just pull the nearest one each time. I guess that's okay. And then let's just see if this works. So let's save that and put it into the game. Oh, look, George has been busy killing everything. All right. My son really got a kick out of it when I said that I made George NPC in the game and set him to work, and he works 24/7 for free slaying slimes. He thought that was hilarious. Okay. George. 18145, right? Has one monster in the aggro table. Let's put a second one in the list. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I teleported him instead of cloning him. Oh well, rip. Okay. We'll do Alt-click to duplicate. Now there should be 2 in the aggro table. Oh, no, there's just 1. Oh, it's alternating. See that? He can't make up his mind who he wants to slay and who he wants to keep. That's not what I wanted. I didn't actually code the stuff that removes them from the aggro table, did I? Oh, I do. That's if they're out of range. Oh. So we already were dropping aggro if we couldn't pursue. So it's actually doing the correct thing now. No, why are we looping? Oh, we're looping... Okay, we're just picking something to try to pursue. So why did it drop... Why did it alternate? I would expect both of them to be in the aggro list. Maybe I just wasn't looking fast enough. You spell it... Jayem mayonnaise I loshka. All A's are pronounced like ah. Like ja. Okay. Mayonnaise? Yeah. God bless George. He is a valiant worker. Good thing he's not going to kill that player. He only aggroes against NPCs who are bad NPCs. Yeah, so Let's put him here, and then let me just surround him with slimes and see. He can't make up his mind who's gonna kill first. So there's a bug. He's dropping aggro when he shouldn't. See, he's confused. He's like, there's two of them. Which one should I go after? and meanwhile, player 441 is getting killed. Come on, George, do your thing. Rip player 441. Oh, are you? I can if we know it's you. Well, okay. Yes, we can. Although you have Twitch in your name, but okay, fine. All right. One 8145, right? Yeah, he's flip-flopping between these two slimes. He can't decide. Why would he drop the aggro? This is what I'm thinking. That's probably the only place where we drop aggro in this function for the guide, right? Okay, no, we drop it if he slays his target, he gets dropped. And this one is for the guide, and this other one is for other things. Why don't I have an if here? Specials. Well, shouldn't this just return? I think it should. Perform special logic for guide NPCs. All right. Yeah, so the only place we're dropping aggro then is if he slays his target and then here. So it must have run through and it returned false from try to pursue. I don't see why, unless there's a bug in try to pursue. Okay, have a good meal, manes. You don't blame the guide for flip-flopping between enemies. It's a tough decision to end a mob's life. Yeah, I know. It's like, which one? And do I really want to slay them? They might have a good side to them. I'm reminded again of all this context information I wanted to stuff into a structure, and I haven't done it yet. They have feelings too, I know. What was it? Never forget? Slimy? Just noticed something. Yada saw my name in that link and thought it was directed to me, and so it marked it all in red. I wonder if that's intentional or if that's a bug. Tried to pursue must be returning true, right? Because that's what we return from here. Okay, so it's got to be in here. If they're gone, return false. If they're in a different zone, return false. That's fine. This one was going to be false, right? So skip that. Otherwise, it's true. So we must not have gotten that far. It must have returned in one of these 3 points. Either that, or it's possible that the aggro table's not being updated correctly. Oh, actually, I wonder if it's that. We're setting it, but we're never actually updating it, are we? Pull aggro should do that? It's... Ooh, that's bad. That's the problem, I think. It's supposed to take the existing aggro table and put it in and then add to the end. Oh, what is this? It drops aggro off of everything else? I must have done this on purpose at some point, but this doesn't seem right anymore. This is saying if something pulls aggro, then that's true. No, what is it saying? Oh, if we already have aggro on that target, then don't do that. Otherwise, we're going to drop all of the previous aggro. I think the trick is just do that. So keep the existing aggro table and put it. Do we put it at the end? Yes, we want to put it at the end. We will drop aggro if we can't get to them. And new aggro goes at the end of the table. Yeah, okay, let's try this. So that's an update to pull aggro. Submit. All right, George, how are you doing? You cool? Yeah, he's cool. No one is antagonizing him. Well, let's add some enemies. All right, now he should be getting. Yeah, he's aggroed on all three of these guys. So up, watch out, Manez. You got too close to the enemy. Let me put some on both sides of George, and yeah. So George, hopefully that's George. Oh, no, George is not defending you correctly. What's he doing? He's never dropping aggro. Yeah, this is a problem. And he's probably just trying to pursue that one. And okay, so the try to pursue is not returning false if it can't reach it. And actually, all 5 slimes, are some of them dead though? Oh, he's never checking to see if they're dead. That's the problem. Wait a minute, he killed that one. Hey there, Manez, you're in the game. Yeah, the Russian works with the font I'm using. All right, let's try moving these guys. You move there. You move there. You move there. Yeah, he'll slaughter them all, but I want to see did his yeah, his aggro table got cleaned out now. At least there's that. Okay. So what's going on that when he can't reach something, why is he not dropping aggro? It's in try to pursue, right? It's going to return false, right? Oh, but I'm not using the return value here. I should return false if he can't pursue anymore. Yeah. If not, then target. It's not target found anymore. It's like could not pursue. I'll change the name in a second. So they'll drop their obsession if they can't move. Then they will just drop aggro. They'll reacquire aggro if they're still in range, but it'll be at the bottom of the list. I think that's the right thing to do. So let me rename this flag. Instead of target found, we'll say pursued. Return pursued. All right, put that back into the logic. Edit. Submit. All right, now George, do your duty. He's too far away. You can't see that guy. That slime knows what's up. Let's move him back into range. We'll make some friends around him. Okay, so he's aggroed off of those guys. What if I make another one on top? Yeah, so he's doing more of what I want. He's trying to get to them, but he can't. But if I put another slime around him, he switches to those targets, right? Oh, wait. Maybe not. He should be slaying that one. Oh, There he goes. Oh, I wonder if he was trying and he was missing. Nothing gets put into chat when he swings and misses, so we don't know. That's probably what it was. He was swinging and missing the whole time. Let's eat all the madness with spoons. You went to eat like potatoes and there was bell pepper and you were grossed out. You can't hit them? Why can't you hit them? Do you not have a sword? You gotta go up to the town here. Find, not him. That's the healer. Where's the other guy? This guy. This guy will give you a sword. Then you'll at least do more damage when you're fighting those enemies. Cool. I think George is fixed now. He doesn't like that there are slimes across the water, but there's nothing much he can do about it. Because he doesn't A-star path, and if he did, it would take a long time to get there anyway. Yes, he has all 3 of those in the aggro table. And they should be constantly coming in and out of the table. Yeah. So he has 2 of them in his list right now. Now down to 1. Now he's rotating around. I think it depends on when I actually refresh it. Hey there, Mr. Love Pickle. New shiny bubbles. Yeah, this is a different mode of the Stream Parrot overlay that CM Griffing made that I'm alpha testing. So I'll give another shout out. He's another Twitch streamer and he developed this overlay. It's got 4 different modes and we've been using the default for a month or so, right? And then today I turned on the he calls it Golden Age Comics layout. The chat bubbles and stuff. Who is George? Is that a bot? George is my NPC, Manez. Hey there. A squared, how are you doing? Yeah. So I'm alpha testing the overlay CM Griffing. Not only does he use it, but he's the developer of it. Oh, and I'm using the layout he has been using, yeah. Uh-huh. I need to tell him that at first the colors weren't initialized and it was all yellow, but maybe that's intentional. So I changed the colors so that if you're VIP now, it's like a nice cool blue, and if you're our normal chatter, it's white, and if you're a mod, it's in green. It did something strange. It does a little bit of a what do you call it? An animated move whenever something new comes in. Oh, I am ignoring. I told it to ignore my own chat because I do the hey a lot, and that doesn't really add anything to the overlay. It's really for your chat to show up, not for mine. I don't need my chat to show up there. Unless maybe someone was watching and they didn't have the chat window too, and they wanted to see my chat, but then I hardly ever put anything in chat other than waving at people. So yeah, George is our NPC that we're working on, and he should be more intelligent now. He's trying to kill those slimes that he sees across the water there, but if I make clones... why did that not work? Oh, I should not have done. That was a mistake. Okay, let's delete that. Delete that entity. I accidentally cloned a spawn point. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, we take a slime and we clone it and put it on this side of the water. He will, he should attack them first. So yeah, there he goes. He's doing his job. He will constantly cycle through his aggro table and try to pursue the one at the top. And anything that isn't in his aggro table, he'll add to the bottom. And if he can't get to something, he'll drop it out of the table. So that should eventually, the closest NPC that he can reach and pursue, it should show up in his list. So if I just keep putting slimes up here, even though there's slimes down here, George should still be doing his job up here, at least trying to fight these NPCs. I think he's swinging and missing right now. George, are you gonna fight? George broken. George. What are you doing? Oh, there he goes. That was weird. I could make it so that he always hits. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Like give his bonus to hit like some enormous value. A killed by player flag could be useful in general for things like this. Maybe make the slimes he hit kills not drop gold. I kind of like the idea that the loot drops off of them still. The move happens, but the moving box appears behind the new box, which looks strange. The moving box rendered in front of the newly created box would look better. We can give him that feedback. He's got a Discord for it and all that, so I can relay the message. Stream parrot feedback. Or you can tell him. You've been in his stream a lot, right? Can you kill players? Not yet. I don't have that turned on yet. But I do anticipate having PvP zones, so when you enter the zone and you're flagged for PvP, just like in other games, you could be attacked by by another player. No, George doesn't have... He doesn't even have loot. George is your friend. You don't want to kill George. He's friendly. Besides, he doesn't have a loot table. He's got a weapon, but you can't have it. Should I buff his weapon? Oh, weapons don't have bonuses to hit. They only have bonuses to damage. I gave him a huge amount of dexterity, but I think there was one problem that I'm not using this dexterity value. NPC Act Guide. Was it in... Oh, it's built into that. Yeah, so his dexterity should be used. Right here, I try to attack at. Yeah, NPC... Oh, it's NPC hit. Huh. Why did I put it in hit? Oh, dexterity was used... Oh, it's to, Right, it's to avoid getting hit. So I need to have a hit, or it's using the default. So let me actually... Let me do this the right way. I go into, I have a copy of George. NPCs. Oh, I had a hit, but it was low. Do I just want to increase that? So he always hits? Actually, what's the default? What is this default? Bonus to hit. 5. So he's almost always going to hit. Because the slime's dexterity, although it's kind of higher, it's not that high. It's 12. So 12... Yes, actually, he's going to always hit. He should never miss, then. So if anything, if I was putting slimes near him and they weren't getting hit... Why are these slimes all hiding out here, by the way? I think they're scared. Here, go in there. Yeah. Go to George. He's a nice guy. You know, don't be afraid. Yeah, George won't kill you, I promise. I lied. Oh, a whiff noise if you miss? Maybe. I don't think he ever misses. I think he just wasn't... He's choosing not to attack for some reason. It's kind of hard for me to tell without more debugging. You know, at least he doesn't get stuck not attacking slimes that are next to him. Like, even though he's trying to get to that one. Actually, I think he's at the end of his tether right now. Let's put these guys closer. So he's trying to get to these guys, right? He's going to go back and forth, pacing. If I put one there, he should eventually whack that one. Yeah, so he's not going to get stuck obsessed with something across the moat, that's for sure. Okay. Let me just move on then. So, guide, walk along a path towards the zone exit. How are we going to trigger that? Do I want to just make it so that players have to talk to George to trigger it? So George would have a state variable like what state he's in, and he would start off in patrol, and if he goes into the guide mode, he would march along this path along with the player, unless the player gets out of range, and then maybe he would revert back to return, and then return would end when he gets back to home, maybe? You've linked your account. Congratulations. Let me give you another point. So now you have 2 points. I didn't know about that meme song, hit or miss. I guess I never miss. All right. Yeah, let's add this. I guess we're just calling it state. Patrol. Put this back into George's information here. 18145, that's you. Paste. Just to check, let me paste it here, format it, and then see if it's correct. Yeah, so he still has the patrol state. So let's edit the AI script then. NPC act guide, right? So really depends on state. So let's say NPC act guide patrol. If NPC dot state equals patrol, I don't need the parentheses, do I? So this should not break anything, right? Let's test. Make some slimes for him to chase. There we go. Is there a better sword than that? It's not that bad. You should be able to kill these slimes in 1 or 2 hits. I can temporarily give you a nicer one. Let's find you. Let's go into your inventory. Which one's a sword? Probably this first one. No, that's gold. I don't want to buff your gold. This is probably your sword. 18853. Yep. Okay. How would you like it buffed? I can make the bonus to hit much better, and the damage bonus more. There we go. And we'll name it. You can't see the names in the game yet. We'll add that later. But when you can, it'll say the Manez sword. Yum. There we go. So now your sword is a lot more buff, and it has a special name. Don't lose the sword. Back to the sewers. Okay, so it didn't break the AI. So let's add the new state now. Turns out having disabled the animation causes that strange behavior. If you want to fix it, slide in from the bottom right, use the slide bottom behavior. Oh, did you check with Chris and he said that? Slide bottom behavior. Let me find that. Where would I find that? Animations. Animate in. Slide bottom. Then what should animate out be? Well, so slide bottom for both, maybe? Or slide up. Or just fade. I don't know. What should I set for animate out? It can be whatever. Okay, let's just disable the animation for animate out. Okay, I did it. Do I need to refresh the overlay? I never know if I need to do that or not. Let me refresh it anyway. Refresh it. So now let's see what it does next time someone chats. And it can't be me because I'm being ignored. All right, so let's say I have an else here. NPC, do I want to do it this way or have a nice table? There we go. It slid in from the bottom. He's thinking about what the no animation behavior should be, or thinking teleport in and out. Okay, cool. That's cool. Whatever he wants to do is fine. Yeah, it looks nicer. Fixed it. I think I want to have a table for this. Yeah, let's make a table out of this. So there should be guide or NPC. We can just make it called that, right? And then each one of these would be like an entry. So patrol equals NPC act guide patrol, right? And then we can just say local function equals NPC state, like that. If function, then function, and then all the arguments, right? Let me make sure that didn't break. Little baby steps, right? Because yesterday I was burned by I was frustrated by scripting problems. Well, he appears to be doing his job. He just killed that slime, walked all over him. Okay, so we're moving on then. That means I can make another function. Let's put this... This has to go here after the definitions, right? Yeah. But I can make a new one now. Guide. Guide? Have the guide. Let me just start with a copy of this one. Okay, we don't want him to attack, do we? Oh, no, we do. In fact, I should probably... This should work with some slight adjustments, right? The position that which should tether to is like our either the home or our position when we pulled aggro. If we went off to go fight something, then he'll return near where he was, and then pursue. Yeah, he'll actually go back to the tether point and then continue moving. Yeah, okay. So let me pull this out then as yet another function. This is NPC act pursue or, well, pursue or return. And this horrible argument list again. So let's take this. Do I want all of it? I want everything but the wander. You know, basically, if it returns false, then we'll want to wander in the patrol mode, but then pursue the next checkpoint in the guide mode. So this would return false. So no action taken. No action indicate that no action was taken. So all the other returns should be returned true. So let me go through these returns. Because it's not a simple return anymore. Let me do that. Same thing here. Okay, I got them all. Okay. And then next, I wanted to pull the tether point out. Tether. And put that here. And then we're going to call this from both of these other functions. So, if, and then all of these, and then NPC home, right? NPC.home. Then return end. And then that replaces all of this stuff here. So this will be a standard comment, would be pursue I can't type today. Pursue and fight enemies in range. Or return to home position if too far away. Say, feed me mayonnaise or something similar to NPC to get 1,000% health. You want me to put secrets in the game already? I can show you what I would do to do that, though. So, there is a script called heal, right? It looks like this. It has to look you up, and then if it finds you, it grabs your maximum health and assigns that to be your normal health. So you can envision if we had another script called give mayonnaise, which is like heal entity, only when it calls update character health, it does hit point max times 10 or something like that. And then in the dialogue editor for Pat the Healer, we would just add another dialogue, actually not a dialogue state. Well, we would have a state if we wanted a yes-no thing, right? That looks like this, where he asks the question and then goes to the heal state where he asks you yes and no. We could have that, and again, if you say yes, instead of calling heal, it would be called give mayonnaise. Test message. Yes. One thing I need to ask Chris is why sub messages show in the same color as VIP messages. I would think that sub should override VIP, but maybe I got it backwards. Yeah, hey there, Epic Unknown. How are you doing? All right. So this would be the same, only we don't want to wander. We actually want to pursue the next checkpoint. So well, how does the pursue work? This one. Pursue the home. Is that what tether does? What does tether do? If returning home, pursue home. Okay, this uses a flag called returning. I think I don't really need that. Do I? Do I need this code that drops aggro? I think I do actually. Well, actually, no. If we don't have aggro, we can just try to pursue. Yeah. So this could just be pursue next checkpoint. So try to pursue, and instead of home, it would be the next checkpoint. So let's envision. Actually, let's do this now. Let's envision that we have a list of checkpoints. What are we gonna call it? Actually, there's gonna be two paths. Let's call them paths. Right, let's call them paths. Why not? Because then I can make it more generic later. Paths. And that would be a table, right? And then one thing in the table would be guide, and the other one would be return, right? So I think this will work with my Lua. If I do guide and return. And then each of these points, let's make a position in the game. So the first one would be 5-0. Why did it not? Oh, because this needs to actually be at that. And then 5 -2. 7 -2. I'm doing a lot of checkpoints so that I don't have to do the A-star path. If I had the A-star thing in there, I could just say go from here over to here and then back to here. Okay, next one's 7-6. And let me guess, it's 5, 6, right? Yep, and then 5, 2. Negative 4, 2. Negative 4, 6. And then 0, 6. And then let's put it in reverse here. What's the... If there was a shortcut to reverse lines, that would be really convenient. Since there's not, let me just go take from the top, put it on the bottom, take the bottom, put it to the top, and repeat. Hope I'm doing this right. Let's see if I got it right. I think I got it right. Okay. So that's the return path, and that's the forward path. So let me put that into the game. 18145. I have it almost memorized now. Update. And then let me paste it here. Huh. Too bad it did that. I wonder why it insisted on doing it that way. Anyway. So we will not wander. So the next checkpoint. We need to figure that out, right? So if the path is a table, then we need to know which path he's on and then what checkpoint he's on, right? So the guide one would be, okay, so local path equals NPC paths guide, right? And then checkpoint would be NPC checkpoints. NPC checkpoint? No, path NPC checkpoint. If we imagine that that is an integer, then you just pursue that. And we need to check to see if we got there or not. Maybe we'll have tried to pursue return something if they get there. It will return false only if they couldn't get there. Okay, but we need to check if we're there, though. I guess I would want to do that before we do try to pursue. Yeah. There's a sort lines descending, ascending in Visual Studio Code, and you wonder if that would have worked? I can try it next time. Actually, I can do it now, because I'm curious. Only this is now multi-line. But let's try it with these lines. You're saying I can do a sort lines ascending or sort lines descending. It's probably looking at that character or lexically. So I don't know if it would do what we want. If you want to just reverse their order and not sort by, that would be different, right? Wouldn't that be like reverse? Yeah. I mean, there's probably a plugin for it. I bet you there's a plugin for it. So distance. This is the same thing that we do in utilities for Manhattan distance, right? Absolute value of their differences added together. Yeah. Absolute value of the differences added together. So I can just call Manhattan distance. There. Distance is Manhattan distance to the checkpoint. Oh, hold on. Manhattan distance expected something, right? Expected X and Y. So I can do that in here. I can say actually try to pursue expects X and Y too. So we should build it here. So X equals that 1. Y equals that 2. Let's pull that out as another variable. let's call it raw checkpoint. And this is raw checkpoint 1 and 2. So into a table with an X and a Y, right? And then that's between the checkpoint and our current position. That's pause. If distance is 0, then we're going to move to the next checkpoint. He's going to pause for a second. Is that okay? Actually, I'm okay with that. NPC checkpoint equals NPC checkpoint plus 1. Else, try to pursue it. And then here we got to check to see. Let's actually make this another variable. Next checkpoint. I'm trying to use snake case for Lua. I'm not always successful though. Oh, that's a long chat. What are we saying here? Inventing competition of some sort. It's all over the country. You have to come up with an idea and you get like 3,000 euro for the best idea and you get to patent it. Your ideas over the years have been flying cars, massive trucks, compressed snow into cubes, so you haven't got near the top 3. It's a mind reading machine. Okay. We don't even understand how the mind works though. How would you know how to write a machine that reads it? Unless you're just reading what is it? What is it? It's not electrocardiogram. It's EEG. I forget what EEG stands for. So is your idea to take a reading from an EEG and run it through something to figure out what people are thinking? I mean, it sounds cool, but it sounds like it would be tough to find something that hasn't been invented yet, because I think scientists are still trying to figure out how to do that and how to interpret that data. So it would be a hot research topic already. But I'm a pessimist. I always think that any idea I come up with, someone's probably already thought of it. I need to check here. If next checkpoint is greater than the length of path length of the path, right? Then we've reached our destination. What are we going to do there? And I guess for now, let's just have it go back to patrol. So how do I make changes again? Try to pursue, modify component delta. That's what it is. So we're going to modify our NPC component to say state equals patrol, right? And we can return at that point, right? And else, actually, we're going to modify more than just the state, because I want to remove the checkpoint. I want to say checkpoint is nil. I forget if that works. Does that actually remove a key? I don't remember if it works or not. Where would let's see if I've done it before. It might not actually remove a key. What would be the downside? It just does nothing? Oh, that's what I did. Actually have it in the table wrapped. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So it's in the table, but it's an explicit JSON null. The idea is like a brainwave cap. Right, so it's the EEGs is what we're talking about. The cats with the magnets on it, the connected computer, that's an EEG. I know this because I had a kid who had epilepsy, and they could detect the epileptic seizures using an EEG. So it just has bunch of sensors, and it's picking up electrical impulses in your brain. You tell it, train it by telling the person to think about a word or phrase. I mean, I don't want to be pessimistic, but it sounds like something scientists are already trying to do. But Yeah, sorry, don't listen to me. I'm being pessimistic. It's definitely something that would be awesome if it worked, yeah. Yeah, I remember reading an article that said that they were using that kind of technique to figure out how to train someone to work around brain damage so that they can so that you can get back was it a lost sense? I think that was it. They were trying to cure I think it was blindness in people by training the brain to reroute information to from the eyes through through a different route in the brain or something like that. Like the kind of blindness where it's not the eye is damaged, but there's some kind of brain damage causing blindness. And they were doing that with a combination of like EEG and therapy. It sounded really cool. Mute people so they can talk instead of having to write everything. Yeah, same thing. That you can use the part of the brain for one sense to help retrain another sense. Yeah, and like not eye damage, but like brain damage, because like they found that the brain is so malleable that you can use parts of the brain for functions that another part of the brain usually is used for. If you do intense training, and that's how you can like recover things you've lost through like strokes and stuff like that. Okay. So go back to patrol state and remove the checkpoint. Otherwise, we want to do I want to return in both cases? I think so. If we're not at the end, then we're updating the checkpoint, right? To be the next checkpoint. So this is if we get to the end, if we get to a checkpoint, we're either done or we go to the next checkpoint. If we haven't reached there, then we continue to try to pursue the checkpoint. So I just need to have it the patrols the path start at some point. So I think what I'll do is I'll make a function and I'll call it manually. Local. I can't make it local. It's got to be global, right? How does the heal work? Because I call that, okay, yeah, it's global. So we'll make a global. I kind of don't want to make a global though. Once I make a global, it's hard to remove it. Actually, I guess if I made a global foobar like that, I could later, the way I would remove it, I guess, is whoops. How do you comment again? That. Control // I would say like foobar is nil, and I'd run that, and that would undefine that, right? So I can say NPC guide path, and then what do we need from? Maybe just the entity number, and then which path, and then that would be. I think I just want to do it this way, right? State is hold on. Yeah, right now it is guide. Because I just have that programmed in. And the checkpoint, oh, and I need to set the path, don't I? No, the path was hard-coded. Right, so I just need to set the checkpoint to be 1. I don't know, should I give it a shot? What's the worst that could happen? What does it, yeah, so guide, okay, let's try this out. So if I execute that function and say, I don't even need the path, do I? Let's just call it guide. Actually, what if I just do that? NPC AI. Submit. Okay, George. I want you to go. So, Lua, NPC guide 18145. Go. I don't think it did anything. He's still trying to pursue that enemy. Oh, is it? Because that he won't actually start going until he has nothing in his aggro table? I don't know. Let's look at him. Let's see what state he's in. That's not George. What state are you in? Guide. And what is your... Okay, I need to pull this out and look at it. Still going towards checkpoint 1. I wonder if these slimes are like bugging him too much. Get rid of the slimes here. Not the player, be careful now. I think he's still just wandering around. He is in the guide state. He's not returning. There's nothing in his aggro list, but he's still trying to pursue checkpoint 1. I think that's not working. So he should go into this function. I'm wondering if it just never gets to here. Just killed the slime that spawned next to him. Yeah, he'll do that, because that's in here. If it's something within range, she should pursue. But I'm wondering if it's just always returning here and never getting to... Because if it gets here, he should go to either the patrol state or to the next checkpoint. Yeah, thanks for that follow. Yeah, okay. Should I go back to debugging? I can say, yeah. How did we do that yesterday? It was game, chat, and then just to my character. No, it was game. And then just to my character so it doesn't spam everyone. It says, George is in the guide state. And then say, oops. Say George is fighting, pursuing. Otherwise, George is George is pathing. George is following the guide path. All right, and then I need to take this and put it back into the game for AI. And then I need to log in to see my debug messages. Probably should have done that one first. I don't see any script errors. George is in the guide stage, is following the guide path. Now he's fighting and pursuing that slime. I wonder if that's it. He's just getting too distracted by slimes. I might need to narrow his range when he's in the guide state, so his aggro range. Maybe reduce it to just 1 square. Okay, following the guide path, but he's not moving. Why not? You saw him. He was sitting there, but he wasn't moving. Oh, but no, he's still fighting and pursuing. Following the guide path, but he's not moving. Why are you not moving? Move. George, move. Move. Okay, he's in the correct state, and he's just not moving. I'll have to find out why. If the doctor says you have 3 days to live, eliminate the doctor, so the judge gives you 50 years. Have I tried a debugger? I don't have a debugger for my Lua yet. This is my debugging, is printing basically printfs, debug statements that I can see in my window here. I thought about making something like this show up in the GM view here. Maybe alternatively to script errors, it would be like script diagnostics. But I'd have to do work for that, and I'd rather just work on the game logic right now. If he's following the guide path, let's see what might happen here. The distance to the checkpoint, we can print that. It's following the guide path. Distance to next checkpoint is distance. Edit script, submit. 3. Yeah, exactly. 1, 2, 3 squares. Why isn't he moving that way, though? It should try to pursue that checkpoint. Unless checkpoint... Oh, wait a minute. Checkpoint is missing some stuff. It's missing the zone and it's missing the gone flag, right? Okay, so let's just copy the zone from our own position. Edit, paste. There he goes. Look at George go. Oh, but he reached the end of his tether and came back. Yeah, he's gonna bounce between those spots now because he's still tethered to home. Print the location of the checkpoint. I guess I can do that. He aggroes the slime and checks it. So yeah, I think he's just this thing is tethering him. Oh, the tether point's wrong. It should be the current checkpoint, so I need to get that out, right? I need to do this first. I need to do at least this first. And he should be tethered to his checkpoint. Well, no. I think if he aggroes, he goes and defeats the slime. When he goes back, he should go back to the last point he was on the path, right? So I kind of want to save that. Let's say if NPC dot last step or progress. How about progress? Kind of like in World of Warcraft, where it's an escort mission and the NPC's walking, and all of a sudden they see a mob, so they run off and kill it. Right? What do they do when the combat is over? They run back to the spot they were at when they got aggroed. Right? So we're going to call that the progress point. If NPCs has progress, then checkpoint. Actually, we can't call it checkpoint. Let's make that called checkpoint. And then call this one instead progress. And then that's going to be where we return to. And it's the Manhattan distance to the... Oh, wait a minute. No, I got that wrong, didn't I? It should go back... Okay, I did that wrong. Go back. That should still be the checkpoint. But we should have like local... Progress is the wrong word. Anybody have a better name for it? Rich art in the game? Just press G. Oh, yeah. I got a lot of money, don't I? What if George pursues a slime around a corner? When done, he'll return back to his... I mean, he could get snagged. I'm worried about that. He should return to the last point. The best word I can come up with is progress. And so if he goes around the corner, he should come back around the corner when he's done, because to try to pursue will try to go in the shortest dimension, and then the longest if it can't move in that first direction. So it should be able to go around simple corners, but if it's like a U-turn, he will get stuck. So I need to worry about that. If he gets kited around a corner, he might get stuck, won't he? Yeah. Let's just not let him get kited around corners. Actually, he shouldn't kite around corners because he should kill those slimes really quick. I don't think I need to worry about it yet. But yeah, I think we want to have him A-star path back to where he should be. This is progress. Oops. This NPC progress. So default to the checkpoint. Override it if we've made progress from the checkpoint, and that is where we return to. And then where we go. Let me think about this. I kind of want it to be updated by this. Actually, that's okay. We can just set it here. Yeah. Just do this way. So this will be one behind, but that's okay. So the point they'll return to if they get aggroed will be one step behind the last step they made. Progress is progress. And then here we'll nil them out. And this one I'll make the progress the checkpoint. This should not be progress. It should be position. The whole position component? I don't want the whole position component in there. I just want X, Y, and Z, right? So like X equals position X, Y equals position Y. Do I even need a Z in there? Yeah, I do. All right, let's try this. Okay, there goes George. Okay, it's not quite right. So maybe do some... Oh no, there's an error. 448. Oh, yeah, comma. Syntax error. Another one. 453. Yes. Oh, there's more errors. Can I construct a JSON value from a table on 149 of modify component delta from here? Can I construct a JSON value from a table? Oh, is that not supported yet? Oh, yeah, this is wrong. What do I want here? I do want a JSON value, though. I just never wrote that function. I never implemented that. I want to have that. I don't have that yet. Do I implement that now, or do I work around it? Okay, why didn't it find that? Why is it not finding that? There it is. Oh, right. Yeah, I just don't have a case to support it yet. So we can... Oh, if I put it in JSON, then it'll work, right? I guess I can try it. Or is that just going to call the other thing? Yeah, this might not matter. It might not work. Oh, wait, I had something for that. What was it? Was it object? Can't type today. Yes, it was object. And it takes... Okay. So in Lua, find the word object. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. JSON.object. Forgot I wrote that. All right. Edit, paste, and clear. Look, there goes George. Oh, he got confused. Attempt to compare nil with a number. He got further. He got all the way to that checkpoint, and then he aggroed that slime. He's like, I don't know what to do, man. I'm stressed out. My script is broken. You could maintain a list of steps that you took while pursuing, then follow those in reverse order. Yeah, I guess I could. It sounds more complicated than I want to do right now, though. But I'll keep that in mind if I need to. Yeah, so as he's pursuing a target, he can just record like little breadcrumbs of where he was. I'll give you a point for that. It's a great idea. Let's see if I can get away with not doing that. Can you do like a JSON null and do JSON? Yeah, so it's just that it was the JSON.object. I just forgot about that. Missouri teens steal what they think is something. Oh, I see. Why are we talking about this, Manis? It seems like it's off topic. All right. Yeah, where was that error again? 292 here. Nil with a number, so that's nil? Or is that nil? Oh, there's a range component. I forgot about that. Yeah, how far do we let them wander if they pull aggro? I guess we can copy it from our home range, so tether. Yeah, this. Either way, it's a JSON object we can modify. Well, yeah, okay, I guess we'll include a range then. Yep, range. NPC.range, is that where I have it stored? His aggro range? Aggro range is what it is. That's used here, right? No. It was wander range or something, right? Wander range. No, there are two of them. There's range. There's, oh, home. Home itself had a range. Where is home here? Ah, there it is. I'm like, should I use that same variable? I guess so. So NPC home range. And then do I need to set it down here again? Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Edit. Paste. Nope. That didn't work. Oh, probably because I didn't fix his component. Let's fix it. It'll be in check. It'll be in what is it? Progress. Here it is. Range 2. Update. And okay, he went back. Now he's going. Now he's pursuing. Oh, he killed the slime. Now what is he doing? He's going back. What is he doing? He's stuck again on another bug. Manhattan distance. Position 2 is a number. $290? How did that become a number? Yeah, it shouldn't be a number. It should be an object. How did home become a number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. NPC tether. 348, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A tether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 434. Progress. Oh, is that right? That's not a number. That's a table. Why would that be a... Maybe it got overwritten. Let's see, what's in 18145? Oh, yeah, oops. I guess progress got written... Oh, checkpoint equals next... No, that's not right. That should have been a JSON object. How did it get set to a number? Oh, there it is. That's the problem. Yeah, why don't we just clear that? There we go. Hey there, Spherus. How are you doing? I'm trying to get my NPC George here to follow a path through the dungeon and slaughter all these slimes that are in his way. He got up to here, to this bridge, and then his script broke. So we're trying to repair his script here. And it's still broken. Because his data is busted. So I need to fix his data. I'll just wipe the progress flag and paste that back into his component. And he'll be good to go again. Update. And there he goes. And he returned. Well, why is he going back and forth now? I don't get it. He's stuck in a loop. Oh, he crossed the bridge. I didn't see him do that. Wait, what is he doing? Maybe he's... Okay, well, why was he going back and forth then? And why is he going in there? What are you doing, George? Oh, he's aggroed by the slime in there. That's what's happening. And, yep, he's doing battle. And then he de-aggroed because he got too far away. He's going back to his... Wait, why is he going... Oh! I forgot to mute my phone. It looks like... I'm gonna guess it's a robocall. George, you're confused. What are you doing now? He's fighting and pursuing, but... he's not being very effective at it. What's he pursuing? Oh, that guy. Okay, there's no more slimes. Now will you do the correct thing? Yeah, okay. He reached the checkpoint. Now why does he say he's fighting and pursuing? He's pathing. It's nice to see him going through the dungeon killing things, at least. It's just that his script is a little broken. I mean, at least I made him invincible. The slimes can't fight back. I can't see what he's doing because I'm out of range. Let me put my character over there. There. Okay, now he's decided that he's going to the checkpoint. He's at the checkpoint. Okay, I think it's actually working, but there's a little bit of lag. in his decision-making process. I'm not printing out the correct thing. It should say like he's returning, or he is fighting, or he's pathing. Weird. I mean, he's gonna get there eventually. It's just that I think there's still a bug in the script. Like it's going into this fighting pursuing state that I didn't expect him to be going into. Okay, he got there. Oh, wait a minute. What did he just do? Why is he? Oh, he's wandering. He's wandering at the destination now. Hey there, makings of a hero. Forgot to wave at Spherus too. And I forgot to say hi to Igrok. My goodness, all these people I didn't say hi to. And Quaternion Slurp, how are you doing? Ideally, if you're already planning on using A-Star, you won't need to store steps. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I could fall back to what Igrok was saying to do to keep breadcrumbs, but yeah, I eventually want to put A-Star pathing in there rather than having to put this entire path there in there. Okay, so George went back to patrol, right? Oh, I know. He's trying to return home and he can't. I guess we need to help him out. We'll grab him. That's selected. Actually, I don't know if it's selected. Let me do that to make sure it's selected. And then move him. Cool. So now he should be wandering around his home again. I'll stand next to him. Cool. I do love that name. Quaternion Slurp is just an awesome name. Yeah, so George got all the way to this point, and then he went back to patrol, and immediately he said, well, I'm too far away from my home. And so, yeah, I need to change it so when he gets here, there should be another state, like wait for players to leave. And then when they leave, he should path back. He should do the return trip and then go back to the patrol state. Yeah, do you think, wait a minute. Do you think you have to rotate in 4 dimensions to Slipper Quaternion? Sure, but the 4th dimension is not spatial. It is a scaling factor, right? That's my understanding of a Quaternion. All right. Let me try to get the debugging messages be correct. It was printing out this when it shouldn't have been. Right? Why would he be pursuing enemies in this state? What if we get more information about this? Yeah, let's go into there and put more print statements in there. Pursue or return. So we'll say if NPC entity is 18145, then do some debugging. George is attacking. And then if he gets down to here, George is returning to tether point. I guess we can print that. X equals tether X, Y equals tether Y. Then what are the other things here? Okay. George has spotted an enemy, I guess. So I'm putting these debug statements in just so I can understand what's going on with the script. Okay, so we'll say George is pursuing an enemy. And if we get here, we'll say George should be following the path now. All right, so we'll go with this and see what's going on. Let's see if we can get George to do the right thing here. Okay, so what is George doing? Probably nothing right now, right? Because he's in the patrol state. Oh, I didn't do the tether point thing. It's not a comma, it's a dot dot. Downsides of Lua, right? Why does he say it's... Okay, should be following the path now. Why did he say should be returning to tether point 4 times in a row? Spotted an enemy. Attacking, now he's returning. Why did it take him 4 turns to realize he was back there? Do you know why the internet tells you that ports aren't open? You made sure they're forwarded and supplied the correct IP? If there's another firewall in the way, maybe. Yeah. If it could be saying that it's forwarded and it's not really being forwarded. You might have to save it if you're setting it up in your router's configuration. I'm not sure. It depends. Every router is different. Some ISPs don't. Yeah, so your ISP might be blocking it too. Yeah, that could be. That would suck too. So you could try a port that you know would work. Like if you, let's say you set up a Minecraft server and you verified someone could get to it. And it's like, okay, that Minecraft server was using port whatever. Stop the Minecraft server, let it release the port, and then you try to use that same port and see if it would work. If it doesn't, then the ISP is not a problem. So there you go. You could try 25.565. All right, George. Limit. Yeah, let's have you. What did I call it? Guide? 1A145. Okay, so he's now tethered over here. Okay, he's being distracted by those NPCs. 2-0. Where's 2-0? Oh, why was he returning all the way back to there? Yeah, he's being distracted by these guys. That's the problem. I think I should just change his aggro range to 1. Yeah, let me do that. Let's get a snapshot of George. Paste, format, and yeah, let me change his aggro range to 1. So he doesn't get pulled by the slimes across the water, because I'm not sure how would he just not continue to get distracted by them otherwise? I guess we could have more advanced AI. If he gets aggroed by something and he just continuously can't get to them, he could just start to ignore them, I guess. Let's have him start with a clean aggro table. What else do I want here? It's fine. All right, here's your new state, George. Paste, update. And what is he doing now? Back to checkpoint. He's going into the checkpoint. Let's follow him closely. What's he doing? Now he's pathing. Oh, the slime got spawned right in my way. He's not attacking at all now. I had to do the attacking. The range of 1 might be too short. What's he doing now? 5-2. Where's 5-2? Oh, up here. Yeah, he's not aggroing at all. Okay, we'll fix that. Fetch. Paste format. Aggro range 2. There we go. Do your duty, George. And now he's being tethered to the next checkpoint. I didn't intend him to tether. He shouldn't be tethering to the next one. He should be walking the path. I think that's the bug, is he's immediately getting tethered to the next checkpoint. And it just says, oh, I need to return there. He should be tethered to the progress he's making, right? You're saying you need to something listening on it for it to report? Yes, of course. You can't just bind a socket. You have to do the listen. So you have to do bind and then listen. And then that tells the operating system that that port is open to receive connections or messages. Until you do that, the operating system will drop anything or respond back with a ICMP saying that its port is unreachable or something like that, right? You see, not only do you have to have no firewall blocking, it has to be bound and listening. UDP, you don't need listen because it's connectionless. So with UDP, you just call bind. And occasionally you call read to receive the packets that you got. Yeah, I'm used to using TCP, and there you have to do listen. If you just bind the socket and you don't do listen, it will not receive any connections. Think George should be like an AI possibly in the future so he thinks of his own moves and is smart? Well, we're getting there. Writing AI code is tough. Hey, but look, he got to his destination and he got stuck again, so let's return him home. That's 2 times he successfully gotten to his goal. I'm proud of you, George. Okay, so the problem is he is immediately getting tethered to his next checkpoint. So we get the next checkpoint. Oh, yeah, why am I doing that? I should not do that, should I? Our progress should be our current position. Yeah. Range equals NPC home. I know this is dirty. I want to get it functional and then I'll clean it up later. So our default progress is our current position, right? And if it's stored in our NPC component, we use that instead. And then we pursue and fight enemies or return to our last progress. And when we set a path, actually right away it will if I put them into the guide mode, what will it do? The checkpoint will be 1. So he'll be far away from his checkpoint, and so he'll be trying to move towards it, right? It'll be this, and progress will be reset. That's not right. Oh no, that's when he gets to the checkpoint. Reset the progress. If we haven't gotten there yet, we take our current position, that's our current progress. I think this, let's try this. Edit, paste. Okay, see you, Manes. If going to crash, don't. I like that. I like that, A squared. That's very very good code there. Try teaching a dog to play Minecraft. It's hard. Yeah, try teaching any non-human to play Minecraft. Is hard. There's have you guys seen the machine learning with Minecraft? There's like a framework supported by Microsoft and everything. All right, let's put my character. Oh, did I check? I fixed the aggro range, right? Yeah, okay. Let me put my character near George so I can follow his progress. And just Manes is still playing. Let's move him too so he can see what's going on. And then I will send the command to have him go path. So that's Lua NPC guide 18145. And then he goes to go path. Right, following the path now, reaches the checkpoint, then goes up. Spot an enemy pursuing, attacking. He's pursuing and attacking, and then he kills it. Now he's returning to the tether point, and see, there's where Aceguard was saying, or Igrok was saying, what happens if he goes around the corner? So he gets back to there, and then he's continuing on the path. Good, I think it's working. Okay, he got aggroed by that slime inside the wall there. Oh. He got snagged by the corner. He's trying to get to where? Where's he trying to get to? I'm printing out the distance, but I should probably be printing out what it is. Yeah, George is stuck. Okay, so what do I do when we get stuck? Maybe I do need to have the A-star pathing in here, or George is going to get stuck. I guess I can just remove that snag in the wall. I can just remove it for now. Or move it further up so that George won't wander in there. Alright, anyway, let's rescue George. So we'll put him back over here. So then he'll continue on his way. So now he's pathing to 9-1. And then back? Could. Right, because his last progress is where I was right here. Yeah, okay. Pathing, he spotted an enemy, he slays it, and then he continues on his way. So this is, except for the snag thing, this is sort of what I wanted George to do. Except for, I think I should have him stop if he gets too far away from the player that he's guiding. And maybe if the player disappears or wanders even further, George will just reset to go back to his return path. Right, so now he's trying to get back home. Okay. We're gonna fix this iteratively. Wait, what's George doing now? Oh, took him a while to figure out he needed to do that. I want a lift here. Thank you, GM. It doesn't say your ports are open. Tried the DMZ thing and it still doesn't say they're open. Also try completely disabling your build in Win 10 firewall. There are other stuff that could be causing this instead of a broken modem. Well, what is saying that your ports are not open? That's my question. Like, are you using IP config? Is that the name of the command? IP config? No, it's netstat, right? Netstat dash, was it dash n? That's active connections. How do we get, is it netstat dash an? Yeah. Yeah, what do you get with netstat dash an? Does it show up on that list of, it should be on the list of, it says active connections, but it also lists UDP ones, and it'll have a wild card for the address if it's listening. Basically. Typically use an online tool to check that. Yeah, if you had access to another computer, you can just use, oh, what's the tool? The port checking tool. Found two internet pages that test ports. I would just test to see if is it actually listening locally. Unless you've already done that. You need coffee? I sometimes feel like I need coffee. If it says like the destination address is ***, then yeah, then it's open for receiving packets, yeah. Or yeah, 00000 is the equivalent of a wildcard, I believe. Yeah. I'm gonna guess it's somewhere in the middle. Some firewall is blocking it. Don't see if when you have these problems and you're not exactly comfortable with the networking stuff yet, eliminate the steps in the network. So try doing it all locally, and then only when it's all working on the same computer, then put it on two computers in your local area, right? On the same switch. Don't even let it leave your office or house or anything. Then when that works, then test it over the internet. I wouldn't jump to testing it over the internet first, though. Your own computer can't connect to itself using an external IP. That's a problem. So it's local on your machine then, probably. I don't know what it would be then. Maybe you have. Do you have like a Windows? Um, you, what is it called? You have to allow processes to open ports, otherwise Windows will prevent it from happening. Like you should have gotten a pop-up when the first time it tried to bind to the port, saying, "Do you want to allow this program to bind to the port?" Certain routers disallow local connections using the external IP. I suppose, but you would think it would bounce to the router and back. I guess it's possible. Routers could prevent that. Yeah, Windows Defender. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's like a table, right? A process specific table where it will block ports unless you've okayed them. Yeah, it's kind of tough for me to help though, not knowing all the data, all the information. But yeah, that's what I would look for. Is something in Windows blocking it? Have yeah, two programs on the same computer, one connect to the other. That should work with the local loopback 127.0.0.1 and all that. You have to connect local. So if locally it connects, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Okay, this we want to modify, right? So when they get to the, I think I want to make this more generic now, right? This should be like path. Let's call it path. And this is not home position, it is last path progress position. And we probably don't need that anymore. Following a path. Let's following a path to x equals checkpoint x, y equals checkpoint dot y. Distance is there. Oh, who's fighting? Oh, it's George. George is busy defending me. Thank you, George. I don't want to die here. Right, so instead of getting that out, should I store which path he's on? No, I don't need to do that. I can just include it here. Path. And then I don't need that local, right? And then this would, one would call the other. This. A lot of parameters. I need to clean that up. But right now, it's just going to be that. What did I have up here? NPC paths guide. Yeah, what state do we put them on when we're at the end? I guess that would be the next state. So that would be return, and then we'll have a return to have him go back. Oh, I can't use the word return. Because it's a reserved word. How about ret? I don't know if I need these to be different now, do I? Have this for now. So this should be patrol. And this is return. Oh, we gotta call it ret? Okay, fine. We'll call it ret. That means I need to grab it and rename it. 18145 fetch. Copy that into here, paste, format, ret. Paste, update. Okay. So guide, when it's done, it uses the guide path and goes to the ret state. Ret, it paths to using the return path, and when we get back, we patrol. So let's try this. And then I gotta trigger it. So Lua, NPC guide 18145. And there George goes. And there's another robocaller. Wish you could destroy those robocallers for me, George. What are you doing? Took him a while to figure out he wanted to do combat there. Right. So he's, yeah, the pathing is working now. Attacking, yeah. Pick up the money as we go. Yeah, he has one additional step at each checkpoint. Before, and oh, that's interesting. He spotted and then left an enemy for some reason. Too far away, I guess. Oh, we reached an error. Whoa. Guide path. What state is he in now? Okay, he's on the return path. No, there's no checkpoint set. Returning is false. Where's the... .441. Oh, checkpoint isn't set. How did that happen? Actually, how did this work at all before then? You would think that that would have happened before. Yeah, why did that work? Where's NPC guide again? Oh. Yeah, okay. Yes. Let's fix it this way. We will do JSON nil, and we'll say checkpoint index is NPC checkpoint, right? If not checkpoint index, then checkpoint index is 1. Or can I just say or 1? Does that work? Something tells me that would work, but I would want to test this. And let's have let's have this one be consistent in terminology. Let me test this out. I have build Lua. I can run Lua and say x or 1. 1, okay. X equals 2. X or 1. 2. X is nil. X or 1. X or 4. Okay, that works. Yay. So we can say equals NPC checkpoint or 1. All right. NPC AI edit script, paste, clear the errors, and here goes George on his return trip. Yay. Okay, you do receive it when you use loopback. My guess is just the Windows Defender is blocking it for some reason. Yeah, you were right, iGrok. I wasn't resetting it to 1. I'll give you a point. Oh, where is he going? Oh, he pursued that slime across the bridge, right? And then he's returning. Cool. Nice. Thank you for that follow. Hey, look, we got a guide NPC, and he returned home. Is that really 00? They're close enough. Within the wander range. Cool. So, I should get rid of this snag point that we can get snagged up on, right? So, I have it in mind that I'm just going to modify the world and make the hallway a little bit longer. So, we'll just do that. So, we'll go and add some dirt here. Actually, let's make that a wall. Do that. And then let me move this illusionary wall up. Oh, that's all I did, just access 1? Okay, we can do that. Just hard-coded into the wall that it's access 1. Update. And then remove the access 1 from this wall. No longer an illusionary wall. And then paint the ground there. So now, hopefully George will not go all the way here and get stuck in there. Because it should be too far away from the progress point. I should probably test it though. Yeah, try the local IP within your NAT. So like would be like 192.168 something. All right, George, you ready? NPC guide. And here he goes. Ah, there's a ugly slime there. Kill it for me, George. Kill it with fire. Yay. Moving on. I wonder if I should let him move faster than once a second. Okay, so he got to this point, saw an enemy, went down, killed it, and then returned to the last progress point, and now he's continuing. And now he's attacking. So he should return back to here, which he does, and then he paths back. Okay. So there's an additional turn that he takes at a checkpoint before he decides to move on. If I wanted to optimize that, I could have to change the script again. Okay, now he should decide to return back home. Nice. Okay. Okay. I think next I want to have it so that if I get too far away from him, he abandons me and returns to base. Because right now he's just blindly going along this path, doesn't even look at me. So rude, George. He's kind of slow, isn't he? I guess I can get rid of the debugging now, or maybe keep it for a little bit longer. Pursued an enemy. Attacking. That's interesting. Oh, because that's the last checkpoint, and then you got yoinked back to home from there. Because I didn't put the actual 00 in there. Should probably put that in there. So let's grab your data, George. Format, and then on the return path, let's add an extra point. 0, 0. Update, fetch, paste, format. 0, 0. Okay. Okay, so let's change this again. Or should I should check in what I have so far. Now that it's working really nicely. That would make sense to check in my work, wouldn't it? Okay, so this is just a renaming. Pull aggro. Rename target entity. Player entity to target entity. What did I do here? Reduced his aggro range. That got added. No, it just got moved. That's not really a change. We added paths to him and a state. Okay, so update George the guide. Reduce aggro range from 4 to 2. Add guide return paths. Add state patrol guide ret. I could combine it to the state could be like path and like which path. But it's really it's the same. That's fine. Keep it. And then this change. I guess we'll leave the debugging in there for now. Right, so this is basically adding the pathing. So add NPC AI to follow paths. So we'll eventually replace that with the A star, where I just give him a final destination, and he'll just use A star to find his way there. All right. But for now, I want to change this so that he's tethered to the player in a way where, as he's pathing, if the player is too far away, we'll have him just go to the return path. So how do I want to do that? It's only going to be in this guide state, right? So what if I have an extra variable in here, which is the entity they're going to be tethered to in a way? So like, or no, it could be built into this, right? Actually, you know what I want to do? What if I, instead of doing that, what if I make this a function that gets called if we get to the end of the path? Actually, better yet, it would be return something when we get to the end of the path. So, like, if we made this return something, this would return false because we haven't gotten to the end yet. And this would be return false there and return true here. And then I would have a function here. Let's do it this way so it's easier to read. I wonder why it doesn't want to indent that for me. Okay, so we would do this inside of there. Oh wait a minute, what am I doing? This should just be an if that. Then do this. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. If that, then do something. The do something here would be to go to the ret state. And this one is to go to the patrol state. But in addition, I think we want to clear the tether, right? So what variable should we call it? Guarded? Or guided? So we clear it there? Yeah, so when we move to that state, we will set the guided. So that was NPC guide, right? Yeah, so let's have guided here. So it's the entity ID of the player that's being guided. So we'll look for that in the NPC component to see if we're too far away. And that should be right here, I guess. Pursue next, well. Okay. No enemies in range and not returning. We reach here if there are no enemies in range and we are not returning to the last progress point. If a player is being guided, oh, you know what? There's going to be a problem where if they're in the middle of the path and they need to reset. Oh shoot! I'm going to need the A-star path. I'm going to need the A-star to do this, aren't I? Right now they're just going to blindly go on their path. Okay, we'll do that later. We'll have the them go early return later. Right now they'll just always go, but we'll have them pause. If a player is being guided, yeah, if a player is being guided, pause if the player is nearby but not close enough. Actually, there's two conditions. Let me write this out like this. If a player is being guided, pause if the player is not close enough. Stop guiding the player if the player gets too far away. Otherwise, well, unless paused, pursue next checkpoint. There we go. All right, so I need to find out. This is the distance to checkpoint, right? I want to select that, and then select that. There we go. Distance to... I can't even see where I'm typing now. Never mind. This multi-cursor thing doesn't work well when it's the third cursor's off the screen. Okay, distance to checkpoint. Let's do it the traditional way. Do it like that. Okay. And then we want to get our distance. Actually, it's another thing, isn't it? It's if npc.guided, then we want to look them up, right? So with entity, this thing, with entity component type, we want to know the position of the guided player. player position, and then we'll store it here. So local NPC act guide path isn't returning a boolean when distance is not equal to 0. Probably. This is the function we're in, right? Return false. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Thank you, Igrok. It should return false. Actually, what if I just move that up down to here? That's maybe cleaner. All right. Guided position. Player position. Let me rename that. I should be using snake case for Lua, just to be consistent. Okay, so if guided position, then if there's an else, actually there's two things, right? If there's actually three conditions. Okay, there's three conditions. If guided position, then it could be one of these two. Yes. Actually, wait a minute. The else would be... Okay, there should be just a special thing. If not, then... No, we could do it either way. Let me do the else first, though. This we just want to drop the guided because that means that the player... Actually, there's several things. Let's have this one where they just can't be found anymore. So that would be to remove the guide and continue. Modify that's guided is nothing. All right, so this will be actually several conditions have to be true. And guided position z is still equal to our z. Position z. And they're not gone, so and not guided position gone, or G for gone. And the Manhattan distance between guided position and position is, I don't know. I'm gonna end up calculating it more than once, aren't I? You know, that's okay. It's greater than, I don't know, 5. No, it's less than 5, sorry. Then, if that's greater than 2, let's say, we'll have them pause. So let's print something when that happens. Actually, let's print something in both cases. George is waiting for entity guided. And then this will be George gave up on. All right. If they're waiting, that's just a return, isn't it? Yep, it's a return false. Otherwise, they give up, so we just drop the guided, and then either if we gave up or we're guiding them, then we move towards the next point. Okay, so I'm gonna want to clear guided when we get to the end. Also. Right, I'm doing that. Okay. I think I've got everything. Let's try it out. I know I missed something. It's inevitable. So, I am 1983. So if I do NPC guide 18145 1983, he should be guiding me out now. Yeah, he's waiting for me. See that? He's waiting for me. He won't let me get too far away. Wait a minute. Where is he going? Oh, he's pursuing an enemy. He's probably going to give up on me now, right? Yeah, he probably gave up on me somewhere here. Oh, he'd already given up on me before I reloaded. Okay, I guess we'll wait for him to come back. He gave up on me when I got too far away because I was in combat. That's weird. I didn't expect that to happen. I missed the debug message, so the first thing I see here is that he's following a path towards 5-2, which is up here. He had already rounded the corner. During the refresh, yeah. Oh, is that right? Yeah, you're right. I was gone for a second. Yeah, oops. When I reloaded, he's like, "Screw you. I'll just keep going now." Okay, so I don't want to. Once he starts guiding me, I don't want to refresh. I wonder if that means I should have him stay put for a certain number of turns in case I come back. I could have a wait counter, have him wait for me. Maybe he would yell something like, "Hey, come back." I don't want to overcomplicate this though. Come on, George, get back here. Watch out, that slime is going to get us. Come save us, George. I kind of feel like increasing the reducing the cooldown to a half second. What's he doing? Spot an enemy, pursuing an enemy. For some reason, he didn't want to attack when he was standing right there. Weird. Okay. He's back to normal. Okay, so now let me refresh first. Lua, NPC guide, 18145, 1983. Okay, so he should be waiting for me. Okay, and then I get over here. Let me pick up this money. That's weird that he won't strike that enemy right there. Right when the slime was right on that corner, he didn't want to attack it. Okay, have a great one, Spirith. Yeah, look at that. He is not attacking that enemy for some reason. Huh. Yeah, so he's waiting for me, right? So he won't get too far away from me. I think what I'll do is I'll have a wait counter, and if like after like maybe 4 or 5 seconds, he'll say, "Hey, come along. Don't get too far away now." Oh, you might be right there. A squared. He was waiting for me, and then he wouldn't attack. I should test that, right? Let's put an enemy right next to him. You'll do. Move right there. I think you're right. If I get closer, will he strike the enemy? Yep. You're right. A squared's got it. So let me get too far away and see what he does. Yeah, he gave up on me. Okay, now he's just going to continue on. Okay, so I think I will put in a counter there. And then when he like reaches 0, he'll just give up. Okay, so how would I do that here? What am I looking for? NPC guide? Yeah, right here. I think if the counter doesn't exist, we'll set it. Right here. If well, let's set a counter. Local wait count. This is if I get two. Actually, either way, right? Like, could I build this in to both of these cases? Let's use booleans here. Local give up false. If not guided position give up is true, and or then give up is true, and if not give up, then well, if give up, yeah. Let's just calculate the Manhattan distance first. Let's just do it here, actually. Let's make a variable for it. Guided distance. Actually, do I have to say equals nil? Can I just do that? I forget these things. Let's try them out. X equals 5x. Yeah, I think it just does nothing, right? It's a no op. So guided distance equals that. Then I can replace that with that. This is if the character's position is completely destroyed, like if they deleted their account. We should just give up right away. If they're not giving up, I guess we can combine it like this. Hold on. Actually, in both cases, we'll have a counter, right? So I should just see, I should be optimistic right now. If, yeah. If not give up and not gone and in the same zone, and the distance is less than or equal to 2, then something else. Yeah. Then we're looking at the counter, right? So, wait counter is NPC wait counter. Can I just say wait? If not wait counter, actually we'll just use the or, right? Or, I don't know, 5 seconds. Wait counter equals wait counter minus 1. If wait counter, then, or just be explicit, if it's greater than 0, then they're waiting for us. Yeah, I don't need that range of 5 thing anymore because you can get far out of range. He'll just wait for you to come back, and maybe he'll say something. So if he's waiting, we want to actually put the counter in there. Is waiting. Wait counter. More seconds. For entity whatever. See, if it was 1, then it would go to 0, and we wouldn't be waiting. So really I should be adding 1, right? Absolutely correct, we do that. Because we'd store the 0. Oh, wait a minute, no, I got this wrong, didn't I? I got it wrong. Don't add 1 there. I just subtract 1 later. No, inside here. Weight. It's just weight equals weight counter minus 1. There we go. Because if it's 1, then it would put a 0 in there. Actually, but then it would go back to 5. That's not what I want. Because 0 or 5 is 5, right? No, it's... Okay, that actually works. Nil or 5 is 5. 0 or 5 is 0. 0 is truthy. Not 0 is true. Not nil is false. Okay, 0 is truthy. That's useful. So if there's no counter at all, it'll start at 5. So let's say it was 1. It would at least go through once and return false. Correct. Then the second time through it would be 0 or 1, which is 0, and so we want to have it give up. So that would be an else. This part. Let's see, does that look right? This part's wrong. It's this, right? Oh, this should just be give up is true. And then this is if give up. Should probably document this stuff right now. Look up the position of the guided player. Give up if the guided player no longer exists. Otherwise, calculate their distance away from the guide. Alright. Now what do we do in the then case? I just want to reverse this logic and not have a then case, right? If... Actually, no, it's not if not give up and gone or not the same zone or the guided distance is greater than 2. Then that. Then we'll wait up to 5 seconds, and otherwise we give up. If we gave up either because they don't exist or because the counter went to 0. Actually, if there was a counter, we want to clear it, right? So I guess I can do it here. Else. Not there, actually. It's here. Else. If NPC wait, then we'll clear the counter here. Wait is null. Actually, I can simplify this a bit. I can put this inside this else and drop that. And then I should also drop the wait timer here if we ever had it. So I can just do this and drop that. And then indent this. We have to test give up again though, because it might be set there or there. Right, so if they don't exist, give up. Otherwise, see how far away they are. If they're not gone, they're in the same zone. If they're gone, they're not in the same zone, or they're too far away. Then we wait up to 5 seconds. Let's make this a constant. Max guide wait seconds. Or steps, I guess. Wait count. 5, right? As long as it's above 0, we say they're waiting, and we are ticking away that wait counter. And we return early. If it does get to 0, we give up. If they're close enough, then we clear the wait counter if there was one. If we gave up, then we return early. Actually, return early, what is that actually doing? Oh, it's clear the guided. That's all it is. Right, okay. I think this works. I don't know. I didn't see any chat saying it wouldn't work. Well, let me give it a try. Where'd my window go? Here it is. Update. Any script errors? No? Okay. I'm still logged in. I'm on the wrong side of the stream, though. Let's move me back. All right. So, NPC guide 18145 1983. All right. Oh, he was about to give up on me. I should have him tell me something when he gives up. So he's going to give up in a second. Oh, he spotted an enemy. And now he's giving up. He gave up on me. Okay. While he does his path and he'll come back, I'll work on this script. I want him to actually tell me something, and I can... How do I do that? What does it actually show in the chat when I'm fighting? It's green if I pick up something. What if I'm fighting though? Guys, see that bug where the particle effects don't scroll? I never did get that fixed. I need to fight something. George is like a fish in a killing. Oh, there's one. What does it show me? Oh, it's the same goldenrod. Okay, fine. It's just a game message. There's some money there. I want it. Did I get it? Or did it disappear? It disappeared before I could pick it up. Shoot. Alright, anyway. I think I can get rid of these game chats. Maybe I'll leave it in here but comment them out. I have a feeling I might want them later. Okay. So, I think while he's waiting, we'll have him say something. We'll have him say something if the wait counter doesn't exist. How about that? If not NPC wait, then he'll say something. Game, chat, game to NPC guided, saying, George says, quote, please follow. All right, and then when he gives up, we'll have him say something too. So, down here. Fine, then. Be that way. I'm off. Well, that's not good. What should I have George say when he gives up? I can't wait forever. I'm off. Let me increase this count a little bit. How about 10? Let him be merciful. Okay, let's see if this works. Let me reset. And George is back here, right? Hello, George. And chat Lua NPC guide 18145 1983, right? So he'll say please follow, and then I get close enough, he'll start going again. And if he gets too far away, he says please follow. And he should do that to anybody who he's guiding through the dungeon. Yeah. So hopefully the player will get the hint. Right, where's he going? And it should be the same if I get too far away the other direction. Yeah, see, now he just stands there and waits for me to get closer, and then he comes back. I like it. Still need to fix the bug where the slime is at his max range, though, right? Oh, I forgot to have him tell me something at the end here. So now he's going to return. And he should no longer be tethered to me. Yeah, he's on his merry way. Cool. So I'll run it one more time. Actually, what am I doing? I don't want to move George. I want to move me. There we go. I'll have him one more time where he gives up on me, but while I'm waiting for him, let's put in more stuff here. George taps his foot impatiently and says, please follow. Alright. It's hard-coded right now. What do I want to do for real? Probably it would trigger dialogues whose entities are in George's data. That's probably what I wanted to do. Right? Thank you for that follow. There was something else I wanted to do, right? Oh, I wanted to, when he gets to his destination, he should say something. Yeah. So that's here. Right here. I guess we can have a check. If NPC guided, then George says, this is the way out. This is the way out. Stay safe. This is the way out right here. Stay safe. Okay. Let's put something in when he starts following, or he starts guiding us. So that's NPC guide right here. Game guided. George says, I'll show you the way out. Please follow me. Script AI. Submit. Okay. Does the NPC have a name attribute? Yeah. I'm just being lazy right now. But you're right, Igrok. Point granted. What I really want to do is have it trigger dialogues, and the dialogue will be able to pull... Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if I have the dialogues pull from variables or not. That's something I should probably do. But in the a midpoint would be, instead of hard coding the chat in here, I would put it into the in-game dialogue system here. That George should have at least one dialogue. I wonder if I could put his normal conversation dialogue along with the dialogues he would use. Yeah, why not? Yeah, the dialogue system is kind of cool, but I think one problem is that this the tells here, I don't have replacement text in there yet. So I've been hard coding things in there, like when you ask him for his name, he'll say its name is Bob. So if I changed his name title to be something else, I'd have to remember to come here. Really, I should probably have it do something like name, and it should be able to pull the name out of the NPC's component, right? But I'm shying away from doing that now because that requires backend changes and to the C++ code, and I thought today might be just a pure Lua day. I should at least make a note of it. I can actually look at the code to see if it supports it, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Check and add to the to-do list if not present yet. This would be replacement text in dialogue tells. Yeah. Okay, I updated it, right? And he's ready to be guided, so Lua, NPC guide me. Please guide me out of the dungeon. I'll show you the way out. Please follow me. He tests his foot impatiently, says, please follow. Oh, and I wanted to test if he waits too long. So after a while, he should say, his count should reach 0 and he should give up. Can't wait forever, I'm off. There he goes. So the reason I'm doing that and not having him simply return to base yet is because he might be in the middle of his path somewhere, and I'd have to write code to at least find out, well, which checkpoints can we skip. I'd rather just put in the A-star algorithm and then remove the path completely and just say, I want him to go from here to here and let the algorithm figure it out. And it would, you know, the A-star path algorithm would find that there's no way to that doesn't work, and then the cheapest path would be this path here, and then we would just cache that, and we would literally see no, not literally. Every time he needs to find his way back to the path, he would just again A-star back to the nearest point along that path, I guess, and then just resume the path. I need to look up, is there a way, like if you've already computed a path and you've deviated from the path, how do you find your way back to the path? Do you path back to the path? The reason you have been holding off on the A-star? Because it's in, I want to put it in the C++ again, and I wanted to just focus on Lua today. Yeah, I'm not going to do that much rework. The only thing I'll end up removing, I think, is this path stuff, right? Well, I guess I did put in more than I should have in, where was it? I'm not seeing it. This stuff, right? Computing the distance to a checkpoint and then going to the next checkpoint. Hey, there's Cyberfart. Nice name, as always. Make me smile. Is George already back? Nice. We can try this again. Actually, do I need to try it again? Yeah, I need to try it again because I want to make sure he does the tell when we get to the destination. Lua. NPC guide 214519. And then next, I think what I'll do is I'll tie this into the dialogue system. Please follow, because he wants me to get closer to him. Now he's going to get really impatient with me unless I track his movements. So that's what I'm going to do. He's guiding me out of the dungeon now. Okay, why are you not attacking that guy? Interesting. Wait a minute. Why are you not attacking that slime? It's like it doesn't immediately aggro. Or it's sometimes dropping the aggro right away. Makes me think I want to build in more diagnostics for the Lua and have it show up for the GM, and then I can like watch a sequence like this and see what did George decide to do every single turn. When he gets to the end here, he should say, "This is the way out right here. Stay safe." And then he returns back to base, and hopefully I go back up into town and say, "Yay, I got out alive." And then he is returning back to base. And woe to any players that get here and have to wait for George to get back, and in the meantime are fighting these slimes. You fixed it. You asked a friend to run a 2 kilobyte program and send you a packet. Factory reset the modem and it's working. So it's something having to do with the modem, huh? Your old version's offline mode was using loopback 2. Huh. So something weird with the... Wait a minute. Huh, so it was the modem. Okay. I'm glad you fixed it, but that sucks that you had that problem. I got George to do his path correctly. Yay. Let me check this in. Probably what I'll do tomorrow is do the A-star implementation. Hold on, what did I change here? It just all get indented. I'm just gonna say finish first cut of NPC guide AI. Leave it at that. Your go-to complaint was the last version worked, but then you realized it was on loopback, so basically nothing worked. And once you knew that, it was easier. See, there you go. That's what I do. When things don't make sense, I just try to ask questions. What changed? What's different? And not assume that things stayed the same, right? So when you noticed it was on loopback, you're like, oh, yep, that's different. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a text. But I gotta read this one. Okay. All right. I need to text back to this one. Gotta think of what to write on this one. Let me take a break for a minute or two so I can figure out what I'm gonna write here. Hold on. I'll be right back. Alright, my apologies. I gotta go. There's a family crisis. So, sorry everybody. Let me raid someone. And I'll let you guys know in Discord what's going on, much as I can tell you. But yeah, I gotta run. So, we're gonna raid Robert Tables. So there's the link. I'm actually watching an ad now, but I'll set it up. Sorry I have to run. But family emergencies, you know, they happen. Life happens. And we deal with them. So, hitting that button now. I'm still seeing an ad, but I hopefully Robert Tables is working on something cool and get to enjoy his stream. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye. Bye-bye. I have to hit the bye button.